Some movies arrive with a wave of hype and disappear just as quickly, but Mary Poppins did the opposite. When it debuted, it blended musical theater, animation, and live-action film in ways that changed family entertainment forever. The film turned Julie Andrews into a star and earned a stunning 13 Academy Award nominations. Yet, behind all that movie magic was a story of persistence, creative battles, and one man's refusal to give up. What most fans don't realize is just how close this beloved classic came to never being made at all. Number 1. A 20-year quest for rights. For more than 2 decades, one man refused to take no for an answer. Walt Disney first approached author P.L. Travers in the early 1940s, hoping to adapt her beloved book series about a magical nanny. But Travers was fiercely protective of her creation and rejected his offers repeatedly, fearing Hollywood would strip away the heart of her stories and turn them into something unrecognizable. Year after year, Disney kept trying. He sent letters, made phone calls, and never stopped pursuing the rights. Travers remained skeptical, particularly of animation and what she saw as overly sentimental storytelling. But Disney's persistence eventually wore her down, and by the late 1950s, she finally agreed to negotiate, though reluctantly and with significant reservations about the entire process. The deal came with strict conditions. Travers demanded script approval and insisted on being involved in the creative process every step of the way. She flew to Los Angeles to work directly with the filmmakers, setting the stage for what would become a tense, but ultimately historic collaboration. Without those 20 years of pursuit, the film that enchanted generations might never have existed at all. Number 2. Travers hated the film's tone. Getting the rights was only half the battle. Once production began, P.L. Travers clashed constantly with the creative team over the direction of the adaptation. She envisioned a sharper, more serious Mary Poppins, while the filmmakers leaned into whimsy, humor, and fantastical musical numbers that she found distasteful and contrary to her original intent. Travers particularly despised the animated sequences, feeling they cheapened her literary creation. She also objected to many of the songs and what she considered an overly sweet portrayal of her iconic character. Despite her contractual involvement, many of her notes were ignored or overruled as production moved forward, leaving her increasingly frustrated and alienated from the project. When Travers attended the premiere in 1964, she reportedly wept, and not from joy. She later spoke openly about her disappointment, calling the film a betrayal of her vision. Ironically, audiences around the world embraced everything she disliked, turning the movie into one of the most beloved family films ever made. Her dissatisfaction became one of Hollywood's most fascinating and enduring creative conflicts. Number 3. Disney's daughter sparked it. Long before any studio meetings or contract negotiations, the spark for this project came from a simple bedtime ritual. Walt Disney's daughters, Diane and Sharon, fell in love with the Mary Poppins books during their childhood. They begged their father to turn the stories into a movie, and he made them a promise he fully intended to keep, no matter how long it took. That promise fueled Disney's determination through years of rejection from P.L. Travers. Even when the author repeatedly declined his offers, he never abandoned the idea or considered giving up. His daughters had planted a seed that grew into an obsession, blending personal motivation with professional ambition in a way that defined the project from the very start. This family connection added emotional weight to the entire production. Disney wasn't just chasing another hit. He was fulfilling a vow made to his own children years earlier. That deeply personal investment showed in every frame of the finished film, helping transform a simple adaptation into something truly magical that would resonate with families for generations to come. Number 4. Filmed entirely in California. Every cobblestone street, every rooftop, and every charming London park in the film was actually built thousands of miles from England, The entire production was shot on sound stages at the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California. Not a single frame was filmed in the United Kingdom, despite the story being set entirely in Edwardian London during the early 20th century. Production designers worked tirelessly to recreate the look and feel of early 1900s England with remarkable precision. They constructed elaborate sets featuring Cherry Tree Lane, the Banks family home, and the iconic rooftop sequences. Painted backdrops and forced perspective techniques helped sell the illusion of a sprawling city that existed only within studio walls. The craftsmanship was so convincing that many viewers assumed the film was shot on location in actual British streets and parks. This approach gave filmmakers complete control over lighting, weather, and logistics, while allowing seamless integration of the groundbreaking visual effects. It stands as a testament to old Hollywood's ability to build entire worlds from scratch using nothing but imagination and skill. Number 5. Andrews' first major film role. Before becoming a silver screen icon, Julie Andrews was already a Broadway sensation with a remarkable stage career. She had originated the role of Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady and captivated theater audiences with her stunning 4-octave voice. But when it came to movies, she was virtually unknown, having never landed a significant film role despite her theatrical success. Walt Disney changed everything when he saw Andrews perform on stage in person. He recognized her extraordinary talent and knew immediately that she was as Mary Poppins. Despite her complete lack of film experience, he offered her the starring role, betting the entire production on an untested movie actress who had never carried a major picture. That gamble paid off spectacularly. Andrews delivered a performance that earned her the Academy Award for Best Actress, beating out Audrey Hepburn's portrayal of Eliza Doolittle in the film version of My Fair Lady. The victory was particularly sweet given that Andrews had been passed over for that same role she created on stage. One film transformed her into a Hollywood legend practically overnight. Number 6. Production delayed for Andrews. When Julie Andrews was cast in the lead role, filming was set to begin on a tight schedule, but those plans changed dramatically when Andrews revealed she was pregnant. Rather than recast the part and move forward with a different actress, Walt Disney made the remarkable decision to delay the entire production until she was ready to work again, refusing to consider any alternatives. This was not a small commitment. Postponing a major studio picture meant rescheduling crew members, holding sets, and absorbing significant financial costs that mounted with each passing week. But Disney believed so strongly in Andrews that he considered no other option acceptable. He had found his perfect Mary Poppins, and he was willing to wait as long as necessary to bring his vision to life with her at the center of everything. The delay ultimately proved to be the right call. Andrews brought an irreplaceable quality to the role that justified every day of waiting and every dollar spent on holding production together. Her grace, vocal ability, and natural screen presence became the heart of the entire film. Disney's patience demonstrated just how crucial casting the right person can be, even when it means putting an entire major motion picture on hold for many months. Number 7. A creative couple on set. Behind the camera, a unique creative partnership was unfolding that most audiences never knew about. Julie Andrews' husband at the time, Tony Walton, was hired to work on the film's costume and set design. This meant the leading lady and one of the key visual artists were married, collaborating professionally while navigating their personal relationship during a demanding and high-pressure production schedule. Walton's contributions helped define the movie's distinctive visual identity in ways that still resonate today. He designed many of the memorable costumes that brought Edwardian London to life with elegance and charm. His artistic sensibility complemented the whimsical tone the filmmakers were striving for, adding layers of authenticity and style that elevated every scene he touched throughout the entire production process. Working together on such an ambitious project could have created tension, but the couple maintained their professionalism throughout filming without any reported conflicts. Their collaboration resulted in a cohesive artistic vision that blended performance and design seamlessly on screen. It remains one of Hollywood's more unusual behind-the-scenes stories, where personal and professional lives intertwine to create something genuinely magical and visually unforgettable for audiences worldwide. Number 8. Van Dyke's two roles. Most viewers remember Dick Van Dyke as Bert, the cheerful chimney sweep who dances across rooftops and befriends the bank's children with his infectious enthusiasm. But fewer people realize that Van Dyke actually played two completely different characters in the same film. Hidden beneath heavy prosthetic makeup, he also portrayed Mr. Dawes Sr., the elderly and frail chairman of the bank where Mr. Banks works. The transformation was remarkable and fooled nearly everyone. Van Dyke spent hours in the makeup chair to become the ancient shuffling banker who appears in several key scenes throughout the movie. His voice, mannerisms, and physicality were so different from Bert that audiences had no idea they were watching the same performer bring both characters to life with such distinct energy and completely opposite personalities. Van Dyke reportedly paid the studio for the privilege of playing the second role, wanting the creative challenge of disappearing into such a different character entirely. The dual casting added an extra layer of charm to production that most fans only discovered years later when the secret became more widely known and discussed. It showcases Van Dyke's remarkable versatility and his genuine love for the craft of performance and physical transformation. Number 9. The infamous Cockney accent. One aspect of the film has been debated, mocked, and affectionately remembered for decades since its release. Dick Van Dyke's attempt at a Cockney accent as Bert has become legendary for all the wrong reasons. British audiences in particular found his pronunciation baffling and sometimes cringeworthy, with many calling it one of the worst accents in cinema history, despite his otherwise charming and energetic performance throughout the film. Van Dyke himself has spoken openly about the accent over the years, acknowledging with good humor that it missed the mark completely. He has blamed his dialect coach, who he later discovered was Irish rather than English, for steering him in the wrong direction from the very beginning. Despite his best efforts during filming, the authentic sound of working-class London simply eluded him throughout the entire production, no matter how hard he tried to get it right. Remarkably, the questionable accent hasn't diminished the film's legacy or Van Dyke's popularity in the role one bit. If anything, it has become an endearing quirk that fans joke about lovingly while still celebrating his wonderful performance and incredible dance sequences. The accent proves that sometimes technical imperfections can become beloved parts of a movie's charm rather than fatal flaws that undermine the entire viewing experience for audiences. Number 10. The long word wasn't made up. One of the most memorable moments in the film is the song built around an impossibly long word that delighted children everywhere. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious became an instant cultural phenomenon, with kids around the world attempting to pronounce it and sing along to the catchy tune. But contrary to popular belief, the Sherman brothers didn't actually invent this tongue-twisting piece of vocabulary entirely from scratch. Variations of the word had existed in American slang and wordplay for decades before the movie was ever made. The songwriters adapted and refined it, shaping it into the specific version that audiences know and love today. They crafted an entire musical number around the concept, turning a linguistic curiosity into one of the most recognizable songs in cinema history that still delights audiences of all ages many decades later. The song's success even led to a lawsuit that made headlines in the entertainment industry. Another songwriter claimed ownership of a similar word used in an earlier composition and took legal action against the studio, seeking damages. The case was eventually dismissed when evidence showed the word predated both versions, existing in various forms long before either song was written. The legal battle only added to the mystique surrounding this unforgettable and iconic piece of movie musical history. From Walt Disney's 20-year quest to secure the rights to Julie Andrews' star-making performance, These secrets reveal the extraordinary effort behind a film that seemed to arrive by magic. Technical innovations, personal sacrifices, and creative battles all shaped the production in ways that audiences never saw. Understanding what went into making this classic only deepens the appreciation for what it achieved, transforming family cinema and setting standards that filmmakers still aspire to reach 6 decades later. If you enjoyed discovering these hidden stories, hit that like button and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes secrets from cinema's greatest classics. Let us know in the comments which secrets surprised you the most, and tell us if you'll be watching Mary Poppins again with fresh eyes.